Covering 2/3 of Africa, drylands are home to 500 million people. These landscapes are vital for the livelihoods they support and are pivotal for their ecological diversity across the continent.
40% of global space constitute drylands. In our region, even the percentage is higher. I think in the Horn of Africa, most of the countries have higher dryland areas. The common statistic is 80% of Kenya landmass is dryland area. These are land which predominantly do livestock keeping and largely inhabited by pastoralists and partly agro-pastoralists.
Pastoralism, a way of life evolved over centuries, is fundamental to the livelihoods of millions, offering food security and contributing to national economies.
The importance of pastoralism is bigger than food. It's the oldest food production system, but it is also very important to the environment, biodiversity, and also for sequestration of carbon also.
In Kenya, we have figures fluctuating. Overall contribution to GDP, I think, varies between 4 to 7%, but the contribution of livestock to the agricultural GDP stands at 35%. And this is not only for Kenya. In the Horn of African countries, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Somalia, and the rest have huge contribution of livestock to the agricultural GDP or the national GDP.
Yet, drylands face severe challenges: climatic fluctuations, resource scarcity, and socio-political pressures that threaten traditional ways of life.
What we have seen in the last couple of years is that the dynamics of drought in the region has been changing, and in particular the frequency of droughts. But again, beginning 2020, we have seen protracted cases of drought in the region.
Droughts, we know the effect. It causes a lot of livestock deaths, human food insecurities, and we have had a lot of response to this. And over the last decade, actually, with all the impact that we've seen, we ask ourselves then, what was missed out? That with all that planning, with all that resources, we are yet sort of out of the woods.
If we don't take any action, especially to help people to safeguard the livestock they had, whatever assets they had before a third failed rainfall season, it means that these same people at the end of that season would need even greater support because they would lose their livestock, they would not have access to food anymore.
Misunderstandings about drylands and pastoralism lead to policies that marginalize these communities, limiting their growth and resilience.
If you look at our policy documents, even the ones that are very progressive, tend to focus on what they are calling diversification, trying to change pastoralism to either crop farming or something else, which is a very misguided policy narrative. You are looking at pastoralism as a problem. It is not a problem. It's not a problem. It's actually a solution. It is the most viable production system, the oldest, that has managed by communities without any public support, without any policy support, and has been doing very well.
Addressing these issues demands early action and investment focused on robust evidence, responsive policies, and community empowerment.
Thinking about pastoralism as a critical infrastructure, we can think about resilience from below, meaning these are processes and activities that happen among pastoral communities on their own.
For WFP, it is a critical approach because WFP would like to help with interventions that help to reduce the humanitarian needs and the related humanitarian costs for when predictable disasters such as drought in this region actually happen.
What it means for Save the Children is that in a drought crisis, we have to keep on checking what can we do to protect livelihoods. In this case, in pastoral areas, we are talking about livestock assets.
I think the most important thing is we must act early, quickly and together, focusing our attention and investments on a number of outcomes. And 4 outcomes come to my mind. The first is robust evidence, what we do. That is co-created and put to use in dryland policies and interventions. And of course, second is dryland responsive policies and institutions, basically delivering growth and resilience benefit to pastoralist community. And third, the most important thing is enhanced voice and agency of dryland actors and communities to shape political and economic narratives and investment decisions. And the fourth, I think, is food security early actions driven by anticipated impacts of environmental shocks like drought on dryland communities.
By understanding and enhancing the resilience of pastoral communities, we safeguard their futures, the health of our drylands, and the health of our planet.